Welcome back to another installment of the How Do You Do podcast with Roger Izar, where we get an inside look at the routines of an ordinary day of some of the people I know. I'm out here in beautiful downtown Santa Ana, standing in front of Cafecito. You might recognize it as the former location of the Catherine Barber shop, but it is also where I became a regular in my next guest client list. El Catherine has now moved up 4th Street, and my barber is at Linda Vista Barbershop up Main Street. And I'm here with you introducing this next episode. So why don't I also introduce to you my next guest. Now without further ado, Exit.
Hello. Hello. Check. Cool. Should be fine. Awesome, man. So how you been?
Good yourself?
Pretty good, man.
How's life treating you?
You know, everything's living a fucking dream.
I hear you. Exactly.
Yeah, man.
What about the usual?
Yes.
Hey,
So,
whatever.
here's that. Yeah. And just a shave today.
Sounds good.
Yes, sir.
Shaving everything, or we keeping?
No.
Shaving everything.
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Keeping the sideburns nice and square.
Yes.
All right.
You want to say hi to camera fast? This is the first time we're doing a video podcast, so welcome you guys. Welcome to How Do You Do with Roger Izar. Today's guest.
Hi. How you doing, guys?
All right, guys. So, well, most of the time, most of this podcast is kind of a dinner life.
Cool.
So, why don't we start about your day yesterday?
Okay.
I want to know, what time do you wake up, man? Like, what time do you wake up? Do you have like a glass of water? That kind of
So my thing normally, I set my alarm at 6:26, and I'm up by 6:24.
Early morning, you can say something early morning?
I do. My internal clock is just over
Yes.
there, and it's usually that's my me time before
Yes.
family time. You
Oh,
know, so,
I know.
so I gotta get my glass of water, get the coffee ready, usually some tea, depending on the day.
Okay, well, that was that's actually I like to celebrate. I'm glad they already said coffee. So it just depends on the day. Sometimes tea, sometimes coffee.
Yes.
How do you take your coffee?
So I like coffee with my creamer.
Oh, I like it.
I'm that guy. That French vanilla creamer.
Okay.
It's
The international.
no the coffee mate. French vanilla.
Oh, coffee mate. Yes.
That's mandatory.
Okay.
If I have to, I'll do coffee black once in a while, right?
Okay. But I like the creamer with a little bit of coffee.
Yeah.
So it's already sweet, so you're kind of like.
Yeah. I'm not a sophisticated. I can't tell you. I like this blend or that. I just coffee with.
Wait. You just said you're not sophisticated, but now you're drinking tea too, man. Come on.
Well,
What's up with the tea?
So a long time ago, I was kind of like, I wasn't, I just
Okay. Oh,
scratched my throat, and one of my patrons said, "Hey, you should get a medicine ball from Starbucks." I'm like, what's that? I don't, medicine ball. What's that? He said, I'll be right back. So he goes to Starbucks and he brings me a medicine ball. That's just, they got names on the menu. So this thing was called a medicine ball, but it's just they call it a honey, citrus mint honey something. I can't remember what it's called, but it's just peach tea, mint tea, a little bit of lemonade, and honey.
Okay.
And I don't like teas. A lot of friends call it Earl Grey or whatever.
Yeah.
Just chamomile. I'm not a tea guy, but it was really good. So ever since then, I got hooked on these.
Okay.
And I didn't know that you can be like, you can get complicated. Oh, can I get an extra shot of lemonade or
Yeah.
I didn't know, so now I get all crazy with it. But to that, my wife, she's like, hey, you can make it. I'm like, what do you mean make it?
Yeah,
sure enough.
Uh-huh.
And you can make them. So I bought the stuff. Myra bought me the stuff to make it, and now I get in the habit of like on a gloomy day or.
So you have like the teas.
Yeah, so I have the teas. I have my lemonade. I'm not a honey guy, but I like honey now because I just pour it in there, and I'll set everything up. And I like routine.
Yes, sir.
And I like. I don't want to say OCD, but everybody's on some sort of spectrum.
I got you.
So I'll set my cup, and I'll pour my honey in there, and then I'll do my lemonade, and I'll set my tea bags, and then once I put it in, set it up, and I'll let it kind of steam. And I'll get the rest of my day going, get my son ready. Because when he goes to school, he stays home with mom.
Okay.
But on his days off, he comes to the barbershop with me.
Oh, okay.
So I'll set him up, get him dressed, and then while he's having breakfast, I have my tea, my sourdough toast.
Yes,
just little, just kind of little things.
I love it.
And
So you have breakfast. Is that almost always your breakfast? You always have your cups?
Well, I try to something. I've tried it all. I've done intermittent fasting. I've done all kinds of stuff. But the thing is I kind of just go with how my body feels. And there's some days where I'm just out the door.
Yeah.
But from the time I walk in the door to the time I leave, like I'm of service. So it's not about me. It's either my son needs help or it's someone with a haircut, and I gotta make sure I do it just right. So the little morning things is like nice and quiet and just enjoy the crunch of my toast and sip my tea or my coffee and then drive up here, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty
morning routine kind of sets.
Yeah.
You know, sets the rest of the day.
And how often do you work? 5 days, 6 days?
It's 5 days a week. 5 days a week.
Okay, good.
5 days a week, but I mean, you know, if somebody needs me to come in early, somebody needs me to stay late, I try to accommodate as best.
And I'm gonna guess. So your days off, you say I think you feel them out. Some days you kind of
Exactly. Honestly, I try to do family time as much as I can, but it's also I feel compelled to be there for people as well. So I may get a phone call, hey, I got something important, so I'll come in on a Monday, and it works out that, you know, like bring my son with me and it gives my wife a little time to kind of do her thing, or we just, you know, do stuff around the house. So like that. It varies. I have a set schedule, but I've based like a friendship / you know, understanding with my people where like, hey, if they need it's an emergency or whatever, they can reach out and I'll do my best.
Right on, man.
So maybe I'll come in on a Monday and take, you know, a Tuesday off.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's your dedication, man. I mean, I think everyone, if you guys don't know, like, Exit's well known around here. Excellent. I mean, friends of friends are his clientele, you know, like, everybody knows, and this is why now. But, you know, that's so don't wait, I stay on topic a little bit. What kind of day was it today?
But today,
Coffee day, tea day?
Today was a tea day. Today, last night, it drizzled. So I moved to San Diego County. I commute back and forth. So it drizzled last night. And, you know, again, you can wake up in the morning, you peek out the window. It was more overcast than not. So, you know what? Today's a tea day. So yeah, extra honey, extra lemonade. Yeah.
How's the commute?
The commute is amazing. Again, it kind of extends into my morning to where that's my me time.
Yeah.
You know, I either put on a podcast, or I'll put on like music or like a comedy or just something. Put on the headphones or like, you know, what do you call it? Bluetooth? Yeah. You know, just driving. My son's in the back. He's kind of sightseeing and watching, and that's kind of my. Again, sometimes it's a comedy day. Some days it's like a house music day. Some days it's like a doo-wop day, and some days it's just silence. You know, just watching the cars.
Something you said about that.
Yeah, and then it's about an hour drive, but it's not. I mean, it goes like that because I've been doing it for years. I've been doing it for years. So again, that's my. You know, due to the whole, you know, everything that's going on in the world right now, not as many people are working. You know, more people working from home, so less traffic. So again,
okay, it's good that you kind of see that.
The commute isn't as bad. So
now, yeah, you can be good. I don't mind.
Okay, go.
Yeah, you want. Cool. And I'll be able to edit it out anyway. But to be honest, it's one of the first times I really get to dig my feet into
cool, please, dude.
But
as
we're talking about commute, and I'm trying to think of all this. So. Your teas or your coffees, are they coming in a tumbler, or you got a mug?
Actually, yeah, I have a tumbler. So I have a. When
you can name it up, it's all right.
No. When I get into something, I always try to. Do like if I'm gonna buy a pair of boots, I do reviews on why these boots are good, why these boots are bad, clippers, you name it.
Okay.
And I like.
Like consumer reports.
Well, no, I'm not YouTube reviews, but it's like. If I'm gonna do something, I want to have something cool, something good. So I looked up on Amazon, and it was really cool. Just like a cool black tumbler, nice and clean, simple. It holds.
And it fits in
it fits in that.
Right, that's important.
And it's not like a skinny one, and then really it's just a nice, clean black, just perfect. And then I had some stickers made. You know, it's just on it's customized. To me, so that's like my little gift. You know?
I gotta bring you some stickers.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No worries. Yeah, so I definitely, I have a little specific, and then if I'm at home, for example, on my day off, I like to do, my mom got me 12 years ago. Okay. She was at Ross. Yeah, I got you something, and it was a Ninja Turtle coffee mug.
Oh, that's okay.
And that's like my.
That's it. Your mug.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, and then a good friend of mine gave me one. It's Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. No, no. It's good. The Ninja Turtles tub.
Yeah,
Now,
Ninja
is that
Turtles tub.
is it Oh no, it's just from Ross. It's not like a vintage one.
No. Well, I mean, it's just like a regular old
Okay.
coffee mug,
Yeah.
and then yeah, sure, nice coffee mug. And then a friend of mine got me like a Pendleton collaboration coffee mug.
Whoa.
Beautiful, nice.
I bet, dude.
Have your glasses, please?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it's just So again, if I'm doing something, it's because I wanna.
You want to do it right.
Right.
Something worth doing. It's worth doing right.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love those quotes. I always remember when you're last shop, the thing where you had it tasted good, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
It's stuck, man. I use it a lot. I use it as a hashtag sometimes.
Yep, exactly. And it does. It does.
It really
It's one of
does.
those things where you just, coffee tastes better in your favorite mug.
Yes. I was gonna do that same tide right now.
Things are warmer, and
Yes.
in your blanket. It is, yeah.
It's joy, man. I have a mug too. Right now, it's my mug. It's not my favorite mug. I got one from a museum that I went to on my honeymoon. So
Okay.
yeah, my favorite one. But my favorite one that I had for many, many years was this vintage one. It was a Pac-Man one.
Oh, cool.
But it was not hologram, but you move it and then it
Yeah.
moves.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
It was sick as. It's just so cool, man. And it was so old though, it started cracking like through the inside because plastic was like a kid's mug. But I had that thing. I don't know, man, I'm dating myself here, but I don't know, like nearly 15 years.
Wow.
And it was older than that. So yeah, that mug was pretty old.
And I'm telling you, just sometimes it just I don't want to use the word placebo the wrong way, but that's what it is. It's just sometimes it just tastes better in your cup.
Yes, it does. I mean, I think it's everything that makes us, that makes, like, I have, just like you, we were talking about the slippers, like your slippers, with the eye, everyone's got, like,
everybody has their preference, everybody has their, absolutely.
Yeah, man, I mean, it's what makes every day, especially when it's work related,
Yes,
like, I think, aside from it being a write-off,
well, yeah.
but it's like, it's your jam,
Well, like you said, it becomes yours. For example, my instructor, he always told me, like, you know what? If you're good, you're good.
Yeah.
But also, you can't have your preference. For example, every day, today you're going to use these clippers. Today you're going to use those.
Oh,
today,
no way.
Today you're only going to use trimmers. Today you're only going to use clippers. Just, what if your machine breaks?
Yeah.
So you got to be good. It's like you're going to paint a mural and you're like, oh, all I have are these brushes. It's like,
Dude, tell me about
make
it.
it work. You know what I'm saying? Now,
that's true.
Now, I can only assume, but certain paintbrushes
Yes.
leave a certain stroke, or
Mm-hmm.
and the cheaper ones don't absorb as much paint,
Totally true.
but you make it work.
Are you sure you're not a painter?
And that's the same thing, even with clippers.
Yeah.
With clippers, you have, again, if I've seen, it's cool. I've seen guys on YouTube. They do these Walmart challenges where they'll go to Walmart and they'll just get a pair of clippers.
Okay.
And straight out the box, normal family everyday clippers, and they do a phenomenal haircut with it.
Because they're that good.
Because they're that good, and it's technique. It's a bunch of things. Now, granted, as a barber, you're like, yeah, I could see where they do work, but yeah, with professional grade stuff, you get professional quality work.
Yes.
But you still know how to, you know what I'm saying? You still know how to maintain and be able to create. So, yeah.
I like what you said. I found that very interesting. You said, so were you trained under kind of change it up on you like that?
Absolutely, all the time.
That's such a good teacher, man.
Yeah,
That's,
no, it was because I mean he made me take my machines apart, put them back together.
Dude, I love that.
And he would tell me, hey, pretend, what if your clippers break? What if you go somewhere and that's all you have is a trimmer, all you have are shears?
Yeah.
And he'd make me, practice with it, and that's kind of the thing where, as a kid, you go to your friend's house and you're playing and you can just get beat on like, I don't know, Mortal Kombat or anything. Your controller sucks and you leave like upset.
Yeah.
What's up with the controller? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it was the controller, but like 98% of the time, it just you just couldn't play it. The guy was better than you.
Plus, that guy owns it too. So
yeah. I was I was a kid that had the Atari 2600 while everybody else already had the Super Nintendo.
Oh, at least you had that, dude. My parents, I mean, I don't think we weren't hurting, you know, we were fine, but my parents made it a point of not getting me a Nintendo, and I'm like, come on, what the fuck? And it was like, everyone has it. I got a Nintendo, and everyone had a Super Nintendo already. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Want to come over? No, we're going to go to his house.
Yeah. It was like, oh, we bought it, you didn't even play with it. Because it's the Nintendo.
Yeah.
So I was going to a neighbor's house.
You couldn't play games, you couldn't trade because it's
well, no, because, you know, they're like, oh, man, I'm playing that shit, you know, even then. But, yeah, so I understand that. But, wow, you actually kept yours?
Yeah.
See, you know that? I think I could tell, though, too. I don't know if it's, maybe we're, like, men of a certain age. But I know that they don't make things the way they used to, but we know how to take care of things, man.
Yeah.
I know how to take care of my shit. I know
now,
stuff that I don't hang out with.
To that, I wonder, is it because, for example, me, I hardly had things.
Yeah.
So what I had, like, I took my school shoes off and put on my play shoes.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
And I cleaned them and I ironed my clothes because I didn't want them to look all frumpy.
Yeah.
I took care of stuff, and I guess to me it's the way I was, I guess, brought up.
Yeah.
Because my dad, and it wasn't a test, but to him it's like, oh, you want this, get this. And if you take care of it, okay, then I'll eat this. You know.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, it was a test. Like if my toys are like never on the.
Sure.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
My dad bought me a toy, right? And then he found it because I left it laying around.
Oh.
And then I played off all day like, hey, where's your toy? I don't want to play with it right now. He's like, where's that? And then he take it out, put it somewhere. He's like, what happened? I told you to take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, sorry. You know, so that kind of taught me to like, and to this day, I still have like, so I have my Voltron, I have a couple He-Mans.
What?
Yeah, I have a couple Ninja Turtles, a couple Transformers. I just have them in a box.
Oh my god.
Just because I.
Yeah.
They're my toys, you know,
Yeah.
and I think it's there's something to see where like now that we're older and we have money, all that stuff's popular because, like I said, us men that knew it sparks that childhood thing you want it, where you buy it for your kids.
Yeah, totally.
I have one of these, you know.
No, you're getting it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, you know. So I just kind of mentioned earlier, my parents split up, and in the process and over the years, I lost all my stuff.
Oh,
but
really?
not only that, like artwork.
Yeah.
You know, because I've been, you know, my things I've been doing like art to some degree.
Yeah.
When I was really young too. But all that stuff is gone, dude. I can't. You know, like I tried. Some of it was under my care, but some of it wasn't. You know, and it was like my mom had it, but yeah, it was in storage, and then water started leaking, and that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, it's all gone. But yeah, just to be able to say that you still own some of those items, man. I think I remember, especially Voltron, like one of them was missing his head.
Yeah.
My little brother. Thanks.
My dad actually, I remember, I'll never forget. We went to the swap meet, and Dad, I want this toy. And he's like, okay, and he bought it for me. And I remember it was the blue leg.
Okay.
And cool.
Yeah, the little tiger.
Yeah, it was a lion. Yeah.
Oh, a lion. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lion. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, now I gotta buy the rest. And he's like, what? What do you mean? I'm like, no, there's a bunch. And then we saw it came in a big styrofoam box, and it was like the black one, red, green, yellow, blue. And he's like, you mean this is? Oh, and he was furious. Because it's like, and I want to say it was like, and this is like 84,
yeah.
And I think it was like $20, like $15.
Yes, no, you're about right.
He was pissed.
Yeah, because there was 5 pieces, so it turned out to be about $100.
Yeah, about $100.
Like, you fucking
So I remember we went to my Vietnamese friend back in school. His name was Tan Trong.
Okay.
His parents had a store, and they sold a bunch of stuff. And they had the Voltron. And he took it. Is that the one you want? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's it, right? I'm like, yeah. So he bought, dude, I'll never forget. I took the plastic off. I'm like, oh, yeah.
And you still have it?
Inside the figure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that.
Dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So and then like my big man, like I think I was very fortunate in that sense. However, it was also earned.
Yes,
I think I go to work with my dad. Like he was on, so okay, let's go to work, and I went to work.
Yeah.
So you know, to him it was his way of like, okay, you know, you did it.
Yeah, that's how you get paid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
But there's something to be said about that, man. You know, like, I have a daughter, so I don't know, like, I'll help to kind of pass on this art thing, but my dad had a nursery, and so I was, you know, he taught me how to take care of plants and do all that, and I applied all that kind of work ethic in my work, you know, and,
I think you're right. Sometimes care gets in people's eyes, and they start freaking out. I'm like, it's okay,
yeah, just as a parent trying to instill like good habits and stuff like that, you know, and I used to be honest, used to hate. I'm like, oh, man, all right. Since I was the oldest, it's like, you know. So I'm like, okay. But now as an adult, it's still important to instill, you know, like good values in kids, especially nowadays, you know.
Well, I think it's cyclical. You know, it's like it's forget the term, but it's same shit, different day. You know, in the sense of like, I remember, you know, haircut styles or the way you dress. I'm like, oh, no se viste así. Like, I'm like, you know, I'm like, what are you talking about? This is the style.
Yeah.
And then now you see these kids, and I'm like certain hairstyles. I want this, and I'm like, okay, but it's not my job to like judge them on the haircut.
Yeah.
It's my job to give them the best haircut they want.
Yeah.
I just wish barbers were as cool as we were when we were kids. Excuse me a second. Duty calls.
Yes.
Wait a second. You can't put your shoe on.
You guys can see it, but thanks to seeing that, being a great dad. I love it, man. I didn't know you had a little guy back there.
Yeah, he's daddy daycare.
How old?
He's 4. He'll be 5 in July.
My daughter turned 5.
Oh, cool.
So she's, you know, similar age, and him just calling out to you, that's basically her too. Yeah, I mean, you know what?
Well, the thing too is like, look, definitely. How good? Come on, you can do it. Okay. You know,
Yeah.
A lot of it is. I just see. I have a really good memory. I remember when I would tell my mom or dad something. You remember that? You were like 2. I'm like, I remember this and I remember that. So I really hope that some of the stuff, you know, I can keep remember.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind that when you said, you know, you're commuting down here, and then you like, he's gonna remember that forever, dude. Because I remember going with my dad, like I was saying, to work, and it's like 4:30 in the morning, you know, and it's like, okay, and here we go. But I just thinking back on him calling out to you, like I tell Lloyd all the time, I'm like, you know, not so much that she can't, it's just attention, you know.
Yes.
And I think, you know, measures attention, because you gotta measure it too much, right?
Yeah.
But then, and because she actually, I think she's a little, not spoiled, but I think it has to do with COVID.
Yeah.
She has both of us there.
Yeah.
All day. Like, I would have never hung out with my mom and dad all day. Like, dude, they're just at work. If anything, I had to have the house clean when they got home.
Yeah.
You know?
and have like rice ready. Or
yeah, it's like, you gotta do something.
Oh, yeah.
Get back.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Sit up for a second.
oh,
No, you can sit down. You have to go? Go ahead. You comfortable with that?
what's up, dude?
Say hi, Ethan.
What's up, man? I think it's really cool that you can like have them here too. But
I'm very fortunate, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's one of those things where like I'm glad that, I mean, every job is cool, and you know, you know, but it's like if I work construction,
yeah, that would.
if I worked at Walmart, you know, and it's allowing, you know, us to kind of, you know, co-parent / like you said, right?
Yeah.
You know, me being with my dad, it taught me how to talk to people. Yeah, and okay, now tell me if I'm lying. But a lot of times we had to grow up super fast because it was like, Mijo, what does this letter say?
Yeah.
Mijo, call them
Yeah.
and tell them.
That's so
And it's like, what? Like, you're 8 years old and you're barely
I don't know what
like
these words mean.
3rd grade. Yeah, and it's like, you talk to him. And it's like, what do you want me to say? It's a bill. I'm like, well, I don't know what this bill says. Like, you know, we have to grow up super fast.
Yeah, dude, that's absolutely true. You know, and I like that you said, you know, that they learn how to talk to people because it's they observe. You know, they really are watching us all the time,
100%.
all day long. And so I know that I have to like curb my language sometimes, or just even like not at your point. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, damn, okay.
Well, and you say a word, and it's like you get mad at them.
Yeah.
But I think you're really getting mad at yourself because they heard you say it. Because you know you shouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they say it, and then you tell them not to say it, and say, okay, how can I, you know, because then now we're turning into our parents because it's like,
Yeah.
you know, don't do as I say, not as I do. And I said, well, why? You're doing it, you know?
You know, I found the workaround with words. I mean, I don't have I'm not too bad, but
Yeah.
if I'm digging out my mind, more than what it was about.
Yeah.
But I told my daughter because I was listening to something like, oh, those sort of words are power. She's like, and I'm like, you only say that when like you need to when you're an adult.
Yeah.
Because it's an adult word. It's like, can I say them when you get older? I'm like, I don't know, it's up to you. If you want to say them. Some people don't ever say them at all. And she's like, I'm like, it'll be a choice. But right here, right now, I don't even want to say it.
You know, one thing I think, excuse me 1 second, hold on, I'm coming.
No way.
Nature calls, Mr. Reyes. Nature
calls?
Fine, man, 1 second.
Oh, yes. I love it.
We'll let the phone do its work. Thank you guys. Hands are washed and clean. Not bad. Good. And like I was telling you, you know, we have to kind of grow up so fast, you know, that I guess, you know, I think he's gonna come out like me, you know, because my dad, hey, shake hands, hey, do this, hey, do that, you know, and with my dad, I kind of learned, you know, we'd be out mowing lawns or chopping trees or whatever, and like that was our bonding time. Like my dad and I played catch once. I mean, which again, he's like, Dad, take me to play catch. Let's go. We went to the park, literally like 20 minutes, and then yeah, okay, and then that was it. We went home, and that was it. But like now that I'm older, I realize like our bonding time was like driving to the next job. Our bonding time was you know, like I said, chopping down the tree, mowing that lawn, you know, or you know, hey, can you write this bill for me? You know, because at the end of the month I had to, you know, he had to give us write this check, so started doing bills and hey, can you go talk to me, tell me, so then people started to get to know me, you know. But it did kind of give me, kind of bred like, I guess it's something how to talk to people,
Yeah.
How to actually like, you know, conduct myself, or you know, the classic. Don't talk when adults are talking. I've heard my dad a bunch of times, you know, and say, hey, you know, my dad's name was Leo. Leo, hey, I called you the other day. What happened? You know, and he's like, oh, I was busy. I'm like, no, you weren't, Dad. Remember you want to? Oh, yeah. And I remember my dad, like, hey, I'll never forget. Like, he sat me down in the house, I mean, in his truck, like, hey, don't ever do that. Like, you know, sometimes, you don't know what's happening, or sometimes something, you know, this or that. So just from now on, when adults are talking, you know, come to find out that the guy wasn't a really cool character, you know. So my dad was just kind of trying to be polite.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know, but it's like you learn how to conduct yourself.
Yeah.
You know, how to navigate and stuff. So
you also are taking it very well, man. I mean, this is awesome too that you can actually remember all these things.
I'm telling you.
What I remember is going through the same stuff, and I don't know what it has to say about me necessarily, but I would be like, fuck, I wouldn't say that to them, but that's what I say to myself. Like, oh man, But you're totally right about like having to grow up, but it also, I mean, fast. But
Yeah.
it's weird to see now kids growing up fast.
Yeah. Right.
In
Right.
a different way.
Yes.
Especially like I think since their kids are about the same age or close enough, COVID is really threw a monkey wrench.
Yes, it did.
My daughter is super social.
Yes.
Like she just talks to anybody.
Yeah.
But she's usually like not bigger, but she talks like an adult.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, she talks like me. She'll be like, I'll listen to her because she's doing virtual learning, and it'll be like, oh yeah, totally. So like yesterday we did this, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, you're 5.
Yeah.
And then she mimics,
Well, like you said, they're doing TikToks and they're doing like, oh my god, and like talking very like, yeah,
and
5.
Exactly, I'm like, you guys, like, and it's I don't know if you guys do no screen, but we have a certain amount of time for screen. But I recently started, she's got to earn it.
Oh, right.
So I'm like, you can't just get up and watch breakfast and she's just got to be like, no.
And I think that is happening. So we're the same way. But the thing is, I guess I ventured off on this, but I was gonna like kind of veered off. But what I was gonna say is like sometimes it's from him. It's by himself. For example, he'll be on his tablet like at breakfast time, right? But just because I feel that he's eating because he's watching the show, he's eating.
Hey, he's eating.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's eating and I'll just leave him alone. But or like on the drive up here, it's about 45 minutes to an hour, so he'll be on the tablet. But as soon as he walks in the door, he goes to the little table, he starts drawing.
I love it.
He's look what I drew, and then the cool thing is like, what is that? And he's like, and he tells me, like, I don't get it. And he'll go on YouTube and he'll bring it up, and I'm like, oh my god, that's awesome. And it's whatever he shows you, that's what it looks like, and you just start laughing because it's like, how did this kid do that from memory?
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, we try to limit his tablet time. However, he's really good at not being on his tablet. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Because there's some kids that are just on it.
Yes.
And the thing with me is that when I was a kid, when I would draw stuff, I would draw it from. I put like a piece of paper or newspaper or something, and that would be like my models.
Okay.
Lift the feet up for a sec.
Yeah.
And you can, if you want to like extend them, or that's comfortable.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, there was that. So with Ethan, he'll actually use the tablet, but only to draw something.
Yeah.
And then when I'll go into the room, he's watching a video, and he's doing a drawing. I'm like, what's this? He's like, oh, I'll show you. And he'll sit there and rewind it. And he's like, wait, look at me. And then like at 3 minutes and 2 seconds, it's like the thing he drew. And I saw, what? I'm like, you did that? So yeah, I mean, he's got just, I mean,
you might have a little artist in your hands, man.
I hope so.
Or if you ever need some mentoring, I mean, more than happy.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I think last time I had an art advocacy talk, and I was bringing up how I first started kind of doing art. So in my mind, that is still because every kid makes art,
Yes.
for sure. But so my parents I'm the first born here in the United States, so first generation, and my parents had all my tios and tias come from Mexico, and so it was kind of cool to kind of see them all kind of young. And I was going to school in Denver. We had like a big project that I got it was just like it was my first chance at drawing on a big paper. Cool. So I kind of went on town on it, and I did pretty good. The teachers noticed, and they put it out on an exhibition with kids. So it stuck in my head. I'm like, well, I'm gonna be an artist, and it just stayed. And so I did meet all my tios and tias from Mexico. I'm like, Nico, what do you do when you grow up? I'm like, what's that artista? And they're like, oh, ¿vas a cantar? I'm like, no. ¿Vas a cantar?
No, pero de trabajo, and you're like, no, man.
Yeah, and then I'd be like, okay, whatever. And not to see my tios and tias, they're like, oh shit, it's fucking right.
Yeah.
And having said that, bringing it back in this talk, just having it right for it reminded me the process that I kind of took. At some point, we got like a VHS, you know.
Okay,
Yeah, so I'm like, dude, game changer. This time by this time I was maybe like 7 or 8, and I would record all the cartoons, and I would just
pause it.
Yeah. And so just like you, I would use it as a reference, and I would just be like, God damn, that's not coming out right, you know, like. And so it was just. I got a chance to look at that frame, like that hand gesture, what I wanted to draw. And so now what kids do is they go on YouTube and they find like a how-to or they see it, and I'm like, dude, I never had this until like.
Okay, now trip on this. You turn your head to your right. So trip on this. When I was a kid, so I was always drawing. I was always since I was a kid. You know, like so when I was like in 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, you know, you had to do a report on an animal or something.
Yeah.
I remember one time they called my mom into class, and they're like, you know, your son, we asked him for this, and I don't know who helped him, but you know, the purpose of this is to have like a student participation. Like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, this drawing is, you know, it's like he must have had somebody, a family member draw it. He's like, no, he drew it. He's like, well, at his age, you know, like I don't think he could have drawn this. He's like, and people were always like, he didn't draw this. Are you serious? So my teacher, they straight put me, and they're okay, draw this. And all right, and I sat there and drew it right in front of them. And like, oh my God, we're sorry, you know?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is a big story. Though,
Yeah,
like.
it is. And I mean, it wasn't like, oh, your kid's dumb. It was just more like, you know, it's impossible that you draw this. And I sat there. I want to say it was Mr. Wright's 5th grade class.
Okay.
And it was a Heron, because I did a report on Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
And I had to draw like the bird.
Yeah.
The bird, the state bird. And I drew the state bird, and they were like, "No way, you did this." And yeah, sure enough, I did it. So it's just funny how like I was questioned many times, and even up until I was like 14, 15. I'd be up to like 2 in the morning. Like I drew a portrait of like Jose Canseco. I want to say I drew a portrait of Geronimo all with pencil. And mind you, I had like broken crayons or just, you know what I'm saying? So I had to learn how to like wet shade and you know, and then use like a pencil. Use like a pencil to give it like texture and all, you know, all of that. Yeah. And then there was this show, and trip out. If you ever get a chance, YouTube it. It was called Commander Mark's Art Hour.
Okay.
And I think it was like Drawing with Commander Mark.
What channel was it on?
This is in San Diego. It was like a public access. And it's crazy because they did like a whole thing on him. Like they went to search for him, and he's like a retired teacher now. But anyway, this guy was really cool because, okay guys, today we're gonna learn dimension. And dimension means this. Yeah. And then he drew a circle. And then he drew like, this is shading, and when you shade in different areas, it creates dimension. Oh, so that was dimension, depth, perception, cross shading, direction, cross hatching, direction 1, direction 7. When something looks and it was amazing. Yeah. And I'm telling you, this is all stuff that.
What's the name again?
Commander Mark. Commander Mark. I'll send you a link.
Yeah, totally.
Don't trip out because the guy was just. And he had this like, whoa, what did you do? Show Roger.
I was
on this side. Look at the spaceship, the alien spaceship. Oh, the Among Us are on the spaceship?
I love it.
That's really cool.
Hey, that's a camera.
Show the camera, Ethan.
Say hi, say hi.
Say hi. Over here, come here. Over here, this way. Come by me, over here. Come over here, look. Whoa, say hi.
Hi.
Show your alien spaceship.
Let's look at it.
Oh, yeah. Sick. Cool.
That's cool. I love it.
Like this, let me show you. There you look. Wow, cool. But it was just really cool because, and then the really cool thing is that at the end of the show, he had this really big, like a canvas, like a big board, and he would draw. So today we're gonna draw dimensions. So then whatever the lesson was, he would do on the drawing. It was amazing. It was awesome.
That's basically what I. Yeah. Well, it was right up my alley, so I might have to. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
You want to tape it? And a little bit, okay? Oh, it's from Wolfie? Okay. So, and the cool thing is Commander Mark, so he would wear like that jumpsuit, and he had like that kind of pencil, and he had the primary colors like red, blue, and yellow. Yeah, markers, and it was, dude, it was.
Oh my god.
He was like,
I'm gonna look this up. I might have to.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I'm telling you, and he spoke to kids. You know how you say like some people like you gotta be to their level. And he would be like, first one like,
yeah.
Can you make that noise? And I would catch it. Yeah, it was so cool, dude. Yeah,
Dude, I got time more. Totally gonna look them up. I mean, you know that I was teaching art for a good while there.
Yeah.
COVID kind of got in the way of all that. I ended up doing some more tutorial videos, but only a few because at the time that I was doing them, I was a little bit more, I was still kind of teaching. And you know, it's just like, you do that for 7 hours. I don't want to do another 2 hours, right? You know, no cameras.
And that's the thing, you love it and everything, but it's like, you gotta get you gotta recharge.
Yeah, and so now I think I'm in more of a better space to be able to kind of do it and make time for that. But, you know, I guess I don't know, I don't want to put any bad light on it, but it got hard there with COVID because I love what I do and I love teaching, and I think what helped me, so you know that smock that I wear?
Yeah,
Little things, like I got my own little thing, or kids remember me from the previous years, that kind of stuff. But in COVID, like, you know, you've got to deal with the fact that the kids have been in front of the camera for 6 hours or 7 hours already.
Right.
So they're tired, they don't really want to pay attention to you. And now I'm trying to compete where I'm like, all right, Johnny, where did you go? Come back. You know,
Yeah.
where did you go? And I'm like, or they'll just turn off the mic. I'm like, I can't hear you. That kind of stuff. So you're just really,
Hey, look.
Whoa, your aliens landed?
oh yeah.
This guy makes sculptures out of Lego. And they're just like, what?
I love it.
Curly tail on a pig or something.
And he keeps them separate.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like separated colors and yeah.
that's cool.
Wow. So you're saying? For you to kind of keep kids like engaged.
Yeah, well, you know, you end up doing virtual class management, which is fine, but I'm not really teaching them anymore at that point. It's just, I just feel like a babysitter.
The baby obviously.
I'm like, it just feels like a babysitter. And plus, since you're not doing a whole hour sometimes, I'm like, it's like 40 minutes, it's 25 minutes of setup, and then I'm like, there isn't a whole lot. So it lost its luster for me, just because I love working with kids, but
You know, and there's a thing too. I remember my mom. She said, "Hey, I got some pressure." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "I enrolled you in an art class." And I was like, "Oh, hell yeah, thank you." Like I give it to my mom.
Yeah.
Like my mom and that, but like my mom would like work overtime and do what she could just to like,
that's awesome.
you know, keep me busy. She enrolled me in an art class. It was a community art class. I was so bummed out, and my mom was like, "I'm sorry," because I thought it was art class, and we're gonna sit there and we're gonna learn how to shade, how to paint, how to do all this cool stuff. But it wasn't that. It was, we're gonna go take a walk, get an acorn, and drizzle paint on it.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? It was art, yeah, it's
crafts.
arts and crafts,
Yeah.
not art class.
I get you.
So that's when I was like, oh man, I was so like, just kind of,
That's not what I want.
yeah, that's not what I want. What is anything?
Don't even me.
Oh, okay. A little more than me. Among Us. So, yeah, so.
Joints dead.
Oh, he is? Oh, man. So, yeah, so I always wanted, like art lessons.
Yeah,
You know, that's what I wanted. I didn't want, like, arts and crafts. I didn't want that type of stuff, you know? So, my dad and I would always watch. Yes? What? I guess you can say hi. So, I always wanted to, like, my dad and I, we always watch Bob Ross.
Of course, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, Bob.
and the way he taught, the pretty
Yeah,
wow, like, and it's so like, it's always intriguing. Always.
I might have known that about you, but I don't remember that I did. I mean, in this respect, we totally share that.
Mm-hmm.
My parents did the same thing. My mom was more encouraging. My dad was always kind of like, it's just either a hobby or he's just a kid. He didn't really think much of it.
Go get your chair. Go get your chair.
And,
Careful there.
and I got enrolled in these classes too. Like what
No,
you're
no,
saying.
don't touch it. Don't touch it. Come here. Come here. Jump down. Look it. Stand right here. Stand right here.
You can see.
Yeah, there we can see. Look. See, there's Ethan.
I want the chicken.
Say hi.
I want the chicken.
You can't take it. That's his. Go make a drawing and then show it to the camera. Go.
Yeah.
Go draw something. Okay? Go draw something and then we'll show it to the camera.
And basically, I've done the same thing where I'm like, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Thank you. And it would be like at the community center or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started finding my own like classes that I wanted. And this was funny. There was an Ace Hardware that had like a second floor, and they taught art up there.
Oh.
Like real art.
Right, yeah.
And so that's where I'm like, this is what I want. And by this time though, I was like maybe 9, you know, a little bit older. And as soon as they got me in there, oh dude, Bob Ross. That was all my so I would just try to imitate whatever he was doing. And I was terrible at it because you know that's all technique. Now as a painter, like Bob is just that's experience and just technique. He just knows how to do it.
Like my friend Jake Coulter, he painted it.
Awesome.
And the guy just he's a hard working class guy. But like Pollock and like all these artists, like he'll and I'm like, how do you do this? And he just art, you just feel it. He loves it.
Yes.
You know, and it's like that's one of the things where even though it's art and you can kind of interpret however you want, it still has a pattern, it still has you know what I'm saying? Like there's like everything has a formula.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like I've heard people say like I can paint that. No, like I mean anybody can paint. Anyone can paint.
Yes.
But it takes us you like if for example this is you had an art class. And in this art class you have myself and a bunch of students. And you tell us all to paint the same thing.
Yeah.
To us it looks the same, but to you you're like, wow.
Yeah.
You have technique.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And that's where that comes in. Whoa.
Oh, let's see that little picture.
Show the Roger over here.
Oh yeah. Is that
I'm gonna show it to the camera. Ready?
Among Us? Is that one Among Us? It is, huh?
Look,
you know. Yeah, good job, buddy.
Look it. That's
Little
you.
video game guy.
Sick.
Good job.
I know it's purple Among Us. I'm showing it to the camera. Yeah. Oh, it's turning into a vampire.
Whoa.
Oh, see, I needed that explanation.
And it's funny that you bring that up too. So I tell the kids, as a class teacher now, but I like to tell me, art or just drawing itself, I'm like, it's just like fixing a car. You just need to learn how to do it. There's different ways to do it. I'm like, but I do want to do something. Like, what? I'm like, okay. So, just because you draw nice and you draw, like well, I put that parentheses in there, doesn't mean you're an artist. Right. What? Right. I'm like, and also, just because you're an artist doesn't mean that you draw well. And they're like, wait, what? And I'll tell you why. Because, and a good example you just said, I can give you guys to draw this apple and draw this page. Everyone's going to draw it differently. I'm like, when you get to the point.
What'd you do now?
Is it a vampire now?
Whoa. Oh, he turned into a vampire.
I love it.
Sick.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it just, once you know how to do everything, then you can really become an artist because now you can use everything that you know to build like a project or to do. I'm like, that's what an artist is. So I can think I'm like, you know, I can draw pretty pictures all day long. I can paint a chair really nice too, design. I'm like, but with the type of work that I do, and this is what I'm talking about, I do, is I'm like, because I'm a contract artist. You know, like the city will hire me to do work, and then I'll also do proposals for the city or like other organizations where it's like they basically plan the whole project.
Yeah.
How I'm going to do it, and if they put in money on it, and we can kind of get the resources that we need, we'll make it happen. Sometimes it's sculptures, sometimes it's murals.
Yeah.
And so everything's a little bit different, but see, I have friends who they're like, no, I don't work with the community. Or,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I can't ever teach. No, I'm like, you know what? I do it all, man. I'll design your logo, and then I can run an event for you too, like that kind of stuff. And I'm like, but there's all kinds of artists.
Right.
And so they're like, oh, okay. I'm like, so don't. And I just by that I tell them because I want to encourage, and I'm like, because there are those kids. I've had a man where like their heart is in it, but they're not there, and they know, and they get frustrated. And I'm like, no, don't stop. Like they want to give up.
They don't understand that the potential they need to reach.
Yeah, I'm like, no, you got it. Like you got it more than this dude over here. But you just need stupid. I'm like, you will create.
Well, it's like in Barber. As a barber, there's these kids that are just phenomenal. That just have this skill.
Yeah.
But personally, it's my opinion. I feel that just because you use a straight razor doesn't make you a barber.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know it's better. You got it.
It's like you need. There's everything. There's clientele retention. There's sanitation. There's just history and knowing about the craft of barbering. There's how you treat. It's everything. Like you said, there's some kids that they're phenomenal. Like they're just good, but just because they've been cutting their brother's hair for years. But you put them in a barbershop and they're doing everything completely wrong as far as like sanitation, as far as everything. You're like, dude, like you got a lot to go.
Yeah.
And then there are those people that they got the heart, but it's like, dude, you just can't comprehend how to. You're not blending. Yeah, you're just not doing it, but you'll get there.
Yeah.
So I hear you. There's definitely all of that. So
yeah, man, it's it's just having a kid that then also working with kids for so long.
yeah,
It's the youth is on my mind, and I think it's just getting older though too, and trying to pass along like what I know. It's important for me too. I don't know why necessarily. I just think you share what you love, and it kind of stems from that. But I have friends who are like, nah, dude, I can never teach.
I do feel that when you're younger, you go through your stages. For example, before when I started barbering, I'm like, oh, I'm trying to get really good. I'm trying to get really good.
Yeah.
And then you come to that point where like, yeah, one more, I got you. Yeah, I'll take you. You try to build up your clientele, your reputation, your skill. And then at some point, it's like, when someone's like, oh, I want to learn how to be a barber. Can I go to your shop? Come on down, anytime.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I already have my license. I've been barbering for years. So if you don't show up, that's on you, not me.
Exactly.
And
You're the one that'll approach me anyway.
right, and that's where I think you're kind of going with it. Is also like you love teaching and all that. However, you're at the point where like you would much rather mentor one person that's like, I want this, than to like herding cats. And no, you do it. No,
Totally.
And it's because we're getting older. It's because it's like, you know what? I want to bestow this on people that care, not like, because they're just like, yo, I'm an artist, it's like, okay, whatever,
Yeah.
And but it's not about that. It's you trying to show Wolfie?
Wolfie.
No, there's Wolfie. Look, it's showing Wolfie.
Ah, look at Wolfie.
So and I think now that we're getting older, it's like, when you get older, it's like you stop caring about certain things. Like you still love the way you dress, but it's like, whatever, man. I've been there, done it.
Yeah.
It's like you're not trying to like now. You've had time and rate. You've done those murals. You've done that stuff to where you walk by and you're like, cool, that was me. As opposed to people that are trying to like
still
artists like you say quiet and then they're like, oh, this is Roger. You're like, oh, you see what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's the guy. Yeah, that's the guy.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's totally true. It's funny getting older too.
Yeah.
You're totally right in stop caring about certain things. It's not that you don't, you just think about them differently.
Right.
You see them for what they are.
It's like now your time is elsewhere. Like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like before, I don't want to say like people sometimes misconstrue what I say, or they or you know what? In a sense, it's like it makes sense to you. I don't care if it makes sense to other people.
Yeah.
But I always say I don't care what people think about me.
Yeah.
as long as it's not the wrong thing.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like if people are like, yeah, man, that guy's, you want to open the fridge? You know, people are always saying like, oh man, that guy's stupid. That guy's always giving out free haircuts. Yeah, man, right? But if they're like, oh man, that guy, you know, he's always broke and this and that, it's like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm rich. I'm
Good.
I have friendship. I have people support me all the time. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't care as long as it's not the wrong thing. We're good. Let's sit you up, sir. Feet feel okay?
Yeah.
Great. Back in your neck. Second here, lean forward for 1 second. So yeah, that's
Yeah, man. Let's. I think one thing that I love about just speaking to people is that we can get kind of on tangents or get to some conversation. I prefer, right? But since I think we might be nearing the end here.
yes.
Let's
Excuse me 1 second. Yeah. Somebody wants a piece of chocolate. Over here. Ready?
Fine.
You and your snacks.
Oh, where's buddy?
There you go.
The chocolate. That's what I'm talking about. What's something that you learned, kind of like in your day to day? Or maybe it's not the last time. Maybe it's something that's.
Okay. You can have it.
Ooh.
Let me see. A little specific, or not specific, but what do you mean? Like, let me see. Like,
For instance, like I usually like to talk to people, if it comes to it about like some like the best part of the day or
Yeah.
the worst part of the day,
Okay.
and then something that you learn.
okay.
And so it's kind of like
And I'm a firm believer in you learn something new every day.
I want that's what I mean.
Whether it's like, oh damn, I didn't know that was there.
Yeah.
Like, you can do that. Like, there's always something.
Yeah.
Always something.
That's exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think well, I think the best part of my day is like just having, like in the morning, kind of just being able to do all that stuff, you know? Because like I said, we said earlier, maybe it sounds corny, but when you get older,
Yeah.
like certain things don't care anymore, you know, or
Yeah.
don't matter.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I wake up in the morning, I'm like, yo, I had a roof over my head, you know, like
Mhm.
cool, man, you know, especially in these times, like my son's healthy, my wife's healthy, I'm healthy.
Especially.
I'm able to go to work, you know. So just every day walking in and opening the doors of the shop is like, cool. What am I gonna hear
That's
today?
awesome.
What stories am I gonna, you know? Because I'm telling you, I've been barbering. It'll be 15 years in April.
Wow. Right
Yeah.
on, man.
Yeah, and it's like I've heard some doozies, you know.
I can
you
imagine.
know, people that have entrusted me with stuff. I know people's, you know, darkest secrets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all right.
And to me, I'm fortunate that people trust me because I would never repeat what I say to anybody. You know, to some people, I'm their therapist, and honestly, to some people, they're my therapist. You know, because I'm able to vent to you
Yeah.
that I normally wouldn't tell somebody. And a long time ago, somebody told me, they're like, you know what, dude, like, why do you guys tell me this stuff? Let me tell you something. I think it's because, you know, all due respect, is you don't know me. You know, you're not gonna. If I told my coworker,
Yeah.
that, you know, like, I hate my wife, you're a jerk, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or if I told my wife like something, or if I told my, if you know what I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
if you told your, you know, just, you know, if you told Lori, like, hey, you know what, like, our daughter, like, I can't, you know,
Can't stand it.
what?
Yeah. That's,
But if you told another gentleman, dude, my daughter's the same way, you know, you're not.
Yeah. There's no judgment.
There's no judgment.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
You're just speaking on the
That's the
situation.
stuff, man. Yeah.
And I appreciate that because somebody could tell me like, dude, my wife did this the other day, this and that. I'm like, well, think about it. Yeah, you're right. Thanks. You know,
Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And it goes both ways because you're allowed to kind of, like I said, vent and I don't want to say it like that, but you're able to talk somebody off the ledge. That
Yeah.
makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely like that aspect of it.
Yeah.
And I think the bummer
Mhm.
would be like the end of the day, and it's like, well, there weren't enough hours in the day to do
This, that.
this or that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like sometimes, and again, it's all. I think everything falls on myself.
Mhm.
For example, let's say I'm off at 7, so last one's at 6, I'm done at 7, and somebody messages me like, hey, dude, I was wondering if you could fit me in. I got a business meeting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Come on in. So now I'm not out of here till like 8 o'clock, 8:30.
Dang. Okay.
And I get home, I don't get home till like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Dinner's cold and I disappointed my wife and
Yeah.
my son. And it's like I didn't have enough time to do all of that stuff, you know? And I'm gonna disappoint somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
Either either the person that I couldn't fit in,
Yeah.
or my family. You know,
Yeah.
so either way, like I'm the disappointment. If that makes any sense.
That makes perfect sense to me.
But-
Because I think. Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, no, but just that like in the end, like, but at least I know that I made somebody happy. But in the end, it was my decision the whole time.
You know, I think though, because just as you and I, like busy guys, though, that just love what we do, the support of our families,
Yes,
really,
absolutely.
really goes far, man. Because I do the same thing. Sometimes I'm like, why am I coming home so late?
Yeah.
I'm like, but you know, like this needed to happen, and so like
Yeah.
you said, I wasn't home all afternoon. I wasn't home all evening, and you know, yeah, and you know, they suffer, but they also support us, and you know, at the end of the day, I think we're also privileged and lucky to
Well,
be able to have that.
one thing that and I always think about this, and again, this maybe it's the unpopular opinion,
Mhm.
but me, I don't like the term self-made.
Okay,
You know, because without anybody buying your art, without anybody sitting in my chair,
totally.
there's no me. So
Yeah, that's
so
true.
and sure, you put in the work, you put in the hours, absolutely.
Yes.
But again, somebody had to buy your stuff, somebody had to
Mhm.
tell somebody about you, so we're not self-made. We all kind of work
Yes.
off of each other. And like I said, if it wasn't for my wife packing me lunches or making me dinner or massaging my feet or
Good.
or supporting me or even kind of being upset because like, why'd you come home so late?
They care.
But it's because they care.
That's
You know, so definitely like none of us are self-made. I think we're all we're family men. That's we
Yes.
do this.
There you go.
No matter how upset they get, we're doing it
Yeah.
for them.
It is.
You
It
know,
is for them.
so yeah, that's one of my things, and I'm super fortunate. Like I said, I love what I do,
It shows.
and more so because, like I said, I'm doing a bunch of stuff. I'm giving back. I'm receiving.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's just everything, you know.
Yeah, man.
So I'm fortunate that like you said earlier, we know a lot of the same people. We've crossed a lot of paths,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you said people support us, and it's like, well, my wife sees it. We'll be here, and where'd you get that? Like, oh, somebody gave it to me.
Yeah.
They donated. They said I could have it, or they thought of me, and it's just from me giving them a haircut, or it's just from no charge. Don't worry about it. Or just even, hey man, you know what? I had a really crappy day that day, and thanks for talking to me, and I want to do something nice for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
man.
Too, like that goes a long way. So.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I mean, the support of a community,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just means a lot, man. I like that you said that, no self-made. We're not.
Yeah,
no man is
I
one
don't
man,
think so.
you know?
And again, I
One
get
man
it.
is one man.
Everybody has like their little ideas, but that's mine. There you go. There's that. Let's give it one last gander.
Okay. Hey, new man.
Man, that's it.
Right on.
And baby face.
You knew it. Right on, man. Thank you so much for this talk.
Thank you.
Really.
Appreciate it.
I love these
Anytime
talks.
at your service.
Well, thank you again. You guys, where can we find you?
You can find us, or myself and Ethan, at 815 South Main Street in Santa Ana, 92701, Suite 106. Linda Vista Barbershop.
And what about social media?
Social media is Barberia Linda Vista and Exit EGGZIT on Instagram.
This picture's a little exit sign.
Yeah,
Gotta love
that's
it.
it.
Right on, guys. Thank you so much again.
Thank you again.
And hope you guys join us again.
Thank
Come
you.
visit him.
Later.
Man.
And there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this episode and in getting to know another one of Santa Ana's finest. Please support the podcast by following the podcast at HDYD Podcast _ Roger Izar. And you can find me under Roger Izar across all major platforms. Don't forget to stop by Buena Vista Barbershop. If you know where Cangrejo Nice is off Main Street, then you know where the barbershop is. You guys, keep up the great work, and I'll see you next time.